Good evening, ladies. Geez, see, I can't even talk already.
It's Friday,
wow.
that's why.
Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, listen. I forgot to fix it in. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. And my name is Jackie McKetton. And this is...
I'm Tamala Odom. You probably remember me just for like a few minutes ago when I was on with Captain Mark Stevenson.
So I have invited her to be with me because I also am going to talk about what happened on Election Day. We will take calls at 312-738-1060. And I hope that we get a lot of transgenders who call in, because I know for a fact on Facebook we are getting ripped apart by Trump supporters who don't think that we should have anything to be concerned about, which is totally, totally wrong. Okay? The fact is that Trump and Pence both have to follow the Republican platform that calls for rolling back, rescinding, or whatever can be done on all of the initiatives that have been gained over the last 10 years for the LGBT community.
Well, let me ask you a question, because I've been following that part of what Trump is talking about as far as his administration. But he did say, and I'm sure you probably saw the article, that he wasn't going to touch any of the laws that give rights to same-sex marriage and those kind of things. So you're not hopeful that that's really going to happen? Your face kind of told it all there.
I don't believe him, number one, because he chose a vice presidential candidate, Mr. Pence, who is governor of Indiana. And during his term as governor, Mr. Pence decided, well, not decided, he did. He vetoed every piece of LGBT legislation that passed over his desk. So we are not... Hello, caller. Hello, caller. Caller, you're on.
I think because the Trump is voted president, I think he had made you guys' movement gone back at least 25 years. And I would state, based on the facts, based on the evidence, when you look at his vice president, he believes in therapy, trying to, in terms of conversion. And I have a problem with that, you know, in terms of some of his belief, what he bring into even the vice presidency office. I think part of the problem is, and I have stated before, people ain't gonna like what I said, but I think voting should be mandatory, because we had these people that ran out of the bushes, and because he got his base to come out and vote, that's the reason why we have the situation that we had. I was doing some analysis. There was some people wasn't crazy about a black president. Then they say, oh, hell no, we're not going to have no woman president. And we damn sure later on not going to have no gay president. Because the reason why the white women came out and voted, they don't want to lose their white right. They would deal with, how you put it, sexism much better than losing their white right. And I would sit back and listen to your comments, because the Trump and his vice president, it has set you guys moving back a good 20 years.
Everybody's set back. My
yes,
God.
He will. And let me point a couple things out to you, and to all our viewers. The Republican Party has a platform, and in that platform they were very anti-women, they were very anti-LGBT. And that's in the platform. You can find it and read it for yourself. So I have no illusions that he is going to change his mind totally. Right now he's vacillating, which he did throughout the entire campaign anyway.
Yeah.
Okay? So I'm not fooled by any of his antics. He's as crooked as he ever, as much as he called Hillary crooked. He was responsible for FBI Director Comey releasing that information a week before the election, because now Trump is offering Mr. Comey position as U.S. Attorney General.
Interesting.
Okay.
When did that come out? Was that today?
I saw that, I think, yesterday
Interesting.
or today.
I like how you called him he was crooked. And I'm going to tell you why I like that. Because today there was an announcement that your president-elect has to pay or is willing to settle for $25 million on frauding those students at Trump University. Did you hear about that today?
I didn't hear about that, but and
that's what crooks do, you know.
Right.
Then they get caught, then they have to pay it up. So
Well,
he's going to pay to the tune of $25 million because he's so innocent, because that's what he said all throughout his campaign.
right, and yet wasn't he a crook when he actually did not pay his contractors? How would you like to build a house, have it completely done, and then walk in and say, "Oh, I don't like it, so I'm not going to pay you, but I am going to live here"?
Yeah, how's that? And let's talk about, let me give you this. Remember when he was building Trump Tower here in Chicago, and then he had some people that prepaid for their condos, and then after they prepaid, he reneged on the contract and tried to give them lower grade quality in their units, and then he had to go to court for that, and it was going back and forth, back and forth. So they're paying millions of dollars for these condos, and he wants to kind of cheapen them out and make it and keep all the money for himself. Because he's a crook.
Sure.
So what do you think he's going to do as your president?
And let me also put in the fact that we have a gentleman that's under investigation or under indictment right now named Vrdolyak. They call him Slick Eddie.
Yeah, fast Eddie.
Trump is just as fast. He is trying to do something that's illegal, which is to have members of his family appointed as cabinet members.
Yes, he is. He's getting that security clearance for them, trying to get it right now. Now, why would you want to do that?
Well, it's not. It's called. What is that? I don't know.
Being a crook.
Yeah.
Trying to get.
We have a caller. Go ahead, caller.
Keep it for everybody.
Caller.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. I had a comment and a question and a comment. Okay. My question is, I work with a lot of transgender, homosexual, whatever you want to call it, people. No offense, but what should I do in a situation where they make little side jokes about them and I mind my business and I don't say nothing to them, but I know that they're talking about me. Why is it so wrong and a hate crime if I say something back about them or whatever? It's not fair, And and the comment is too about what your co-host is saying about how Trump is a crook. No, Hillary is more of a crook than Trump.
They both are.
With thousands of emails.
We're not talking about Hillary.
Trump is doing right, right. But I'm doing the comparison. I voted independent, but I'm more of the Trump side. I'm not trying to be offensive toward it, but what should I do at the workplace when transgender talks about me and I can't talk about that person? It's
Thank you so much for your comments, sir. I appreciate your comment. I appreciate your comment. This is a program regarding LGBTs, and I'm going to tell you right now that the Democratic Party, as well as Hillary, are 1,000 times more supportive of LGBTs than the Republican Party. And what is happening, the part that really annoys me, is that, and I never said I hated Trump. I just don't like him, and I don't think he's going to make a good president. I think he wants to be a dictator-type persona, much like Putin, and that's why they're friends.
Yeah.
I see a lot of things going on there. But
and Hillary's had her challenges. I'm not going to disagree with that. Hillary's had her challenges. But when you're thinking about picking the best, we only had two candidates to choose from. And picking the best out of those two, certainly I don't think it was Trump.
No, exactly.
And again, we're not saying what Hillary has been called out and said that she did or did not do is right. But I think we would have had a better chance as far as we wouldn't have all these racist issues that are going on. You wouldn't have all these issues, as you've already commented, just the evil and the hatredness that has come about with him, along with this his campaign. I don't think you would have had all of these things after Hillary would have been elected. Right at the same day of the election, you had people that were out, they were rioting, they were calling people names, they were writing on walls in schools and things like that. I don't think it would have been to that extreme if she would have won the presidency.
Well, plus the fact that she was tagged as Crooked Hillary, and yet there was absolutely no grounds, because she was never accused, charged, and judged for doing anything wrong.
Mm-hmm. And he called her crooked, so we don't, that came from him. That came from Trump.
Yeah, that's the apple calling the orange.
I like that. I'm going to use that one, Jackie.
Anyway, we have a caller. Go ahead, caller.
I'm going to make this comment. No one should be making fun of anyone. Tamara could tell you, I'm basically a blind person.
Mm-hmm.
I see all the time how people is making little nasty comments because somebody's a little bit different from them. And it's very little tolerant. I consider myself a very intelligent person, but yet there's people out there think because you got a vision problem, you got a mental problem as well. It's all about respect. We have a lack of respect, a lack of understanding, just because someone may be a little bit different.
Right.
And thank God, even though we got some of these laws in place, guess what? A lot of times that is no protection unless you got a 300-pound gorilla standing behind you with a law degree that could go in court a lot of times to enforce your rights. It's not going to do you no good. That's the way it is with it, all right? Because like I said, that's very rare. You talk about gay people making fun of you, that's very rare. We got to deal with the facts. We need to have people that have much more tolerance. If that's where you want to live your lifestyle, I don't have a problem. If you like it, I love it. As long as you're not breaking no federal, no state, or any municipal laws, leave people the hell alone.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And that's the bottom line, quite frankly, is my annoyance right now is with the fact that the LGBT community is hurting. They know that there's that possibility of a lot of initiatives that we gained over the last 8 years could fly away. And yet we're getting called names by Trump supporters for what reason? Why can't we just have a little bit? I mean, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all, frankly.
So let me get this right. So you have Trump supporters that are making racist comments. They're also making comments about the LGBT community. And who else are they making comments about? So if you're just white, male, they have a problem with you? Is that what I'm hearing? Anybody that's different?
You know, we have had Pam, right?
Tamala. Tama's cool, though.
Okay, Tamala, we have had, last year we had over 30 trans women killed due to hatred. This year we're running already over 30 transgenders killed over hatred. Okay? Our community knows what hatred is all about. Okay? We feel the pain. We have issues with the election. All we're asking for is if you don't like what we say or feel, then don't say anything at all. If you can't be compassionate, understanding, and help heal, then don't say anything at all. Now, I do want to cover one thing for the LGBTs that may be listening, since I haven't heard from any, which I was hoping I would. Some good news is regarding the Electoral College. Okay? The Electoral College, first of all, Trump isn't our president yet. Okay? Not only has he not been sworn in, okay, but the election is not over. Okay?
Do you really think they'll do that on December 19th?
December 9th.
Oh, December 9th.
The Electoral College meets. The electoral voters are all of our congressmen and senators, okay? Now, they can, in fact, they pay a fine, and to some of them, it may be worth it. But they can vote in deference to their state's results, okay? Which means that all these Republicans during Trump's campaign that said they wouldn't support him and didn't like him have that opportunity to change the votes. Those Republicans who voted third party write-in or for Hillary can also do the same, okay? Those Republicans that may have been chastised that have been voted out, okay, still are not out until January 2017.
Yeah.
So they could still also change the voting.
Yeah, you're right, but I wonder if Trump has, because we know that he's kind of he's crooked. I wonder if he would ensure that they don't change their vote, whether it's money, favors, what have you.
Well, it's all going to depend on those congressmen and senators. Let's take, for example, Senator McCain, who was heavily brutalized by Trump by saying that he wasn't a hero because he was a POW. There may be somebody that doesn't care what he has to pay, number one, and number two, knows he's no friend of Trump, and Trump is no friend of his at this point. So I hold out all kinds of hope that this election can still be changed.
That would be a major upset in all of history, but I think the people would rejoice. And because you think about it, with Hillary Clinton winning the popular vote,
yes, she did.
You know, there will be some people, a lot of people that will be happy about that. I wonder if there will be any backlash though from Trump supporters.
Well, no doubt. I mean, let's face it. Look throughout the campaign. I honestly believe, I can't prove it, but I'm still going to say it. I honestly believe that most of the demonstrators and protesters, especially the violent ones at his campaigns, were something that was staged probably by him. That's just my opinion, because I don't see anywhere after the primaries where he had that much trouble with protesters. Okay, I think it was within his own party.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, hello, caller. Hello, caller. Caller. Are you there?
Yeah, hello?
Yeah.
Okay, now, you know, like Ryan Manuel, right? Okay, they want illegal immigrants here. Why they go to their own, take a trip to their own country, like Japan, Tokyo, Hong Kong, Canada, and all that? Hello?
I didn't quite understand the question.
Well,
Okay, what I'm trying to say, okay, when they tell me they don't want illegal immigrants here in the United States, right? Hello?
What's your comment? So explain your comment.
Okay, like Ryan Manuel, they don't want legal immigrants here in the United States. Why they went to Rome the other day, him and that Pope? Ryan Manuel, the mayor here in Chicago. Why they went to Rome if they don't want legal immigrants here in the United States? Can you answer that?
Yeah, well, that's, I mean, we can probably, yeah, but I think that's a separate issue because, you know, you have to have.
I apologize.
Okay, thank you for the apology, but just to address that, you have to have some kind of opportunity to talk to foreign leaders so that you can have that alliance with them. So that's probably why you have the visits to different countries, but.
Who, Trump?
Just, but he's talking about with our elected leadership. So, you know, you have Rahm Emanuel may go out to a foreign country.
Oh, sure they do.
You know, President Obama's away currently. You have to have some kind of alliance with foreign countries.
Right.
You got to go and visit. And they come and visit the United States as well.
Right. You got to talk cooperation,
Right.
especially if you're part of NATO, et cetera, et cetera.
Right.
We have another caller. Go ahead, caller. Hello?
Yes, good evening. How you doing?
Hello.
And I'd like to wish all listeners a wonderful, happy Thanksgiving and a safe day for everyone. Listen, a comment. I've been hearing a lot of comments today. Even Joe talking about make it mandatory for someone to vote, which I think is the most craziest thing of all time. But I think one thing that they need to look into, let's drop, and that's the electoral votes. I mean, here's someone win the popularity. They have more votes than anyone else. It seems like you should be the winner. But we go by another system. So I think if we drop one, and it would be much better. You remember, in the old days, they used to ride a train, stop at a town, they talk, everybody voting. Whoever get the most votes should be able to be the winner. Mm-hmm. But again, I don't know. I think this man that's coming into office, it's just something just not right. It's just something I just don't feel is right. Yeah. Who knows what it might be, but I don't think there's anything good with it. But as my grandma used to always say, give a person a chance. If they don't do it right, then people, please, get out and vote. That's all we have to do. Listen, thank you for taking the call. Let me get out there so I can hear your response.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, first of all, for wishing us happy Thanksgiving, and the same to you. First of all, mandatory voting is kind of silly when we've got states where people have been held back from voting due to discrimination.
Oh, you have some people, it's against their religion to vote. So to force people to vote, I don't think is truly fair.
Oh no, I don't think so either. And I don't support mandatory voting. My problem is in those states where people that want to vote can't because there's so many restrictions.
The voter suppression is real and it's not fair.
Exactly. Hello, caller. Caller?
Yes. Yes. I wonder, could anybody name one or two people who have electoral votes? You know, that's not going to be reversed. And in Donald Trump's book on the art of the deal, he talks about loyalty. And I'm going to tell you like it is. If there's no loyalty, Donald Trump is going to show you what vengeance is about. So my question to you is, do you think that Donald Trump is going to just take the last 8 years of gains for the LGBT community and reverse them? Do you think he's crazy?
Let's answer the first part first. Do you think he's crazy?
My opinion, yes, but that's my opinion.
I second that.
He's just crazy. And I mean, if he's trying to get his own kin
security clearance
to be cabinet members when he knows darn well it's against the law, he can be anything, do anything, whatever. Will he react to not winning it after all of this? Yes, of course he would. Would he pick on any Republican senators or congressmen? First of all, they only get one vote, per person. But it may be very possible that he would. But on the other hand, there's people that, like I said before, McCain, whether he cares or not, what his relationship with Trump is hard to say. Whether those that are getting voted out that still will be part of that electoral college in December. He can't hurt them.
I just want to say this really quick before we wrap up. One thing that worked against President Obama in his first election was the midterm election, where people did not come out to vote because they voted for him and thought he could save the world, and they let him down, and then the House and the Senate changed hands. So Trump can have the same thing happen to him in our favor. So I encourage people, don't forget about 2018. When you have to re-elect all these folks in Congress, and maybe we can win the House back. So don't forget about the midterm election, because if he decides he wants to reverse all of these laws and such, let's send a message to him during the midterm and say, no, we're not going to allow you to do that, and then we're going to put some people in here that have our interests at heart, not what you want to do. Because he needs
Excellent.
their approval to be able to do those things.
And I agree wholeheartedly. One last comment I want to make, and that is, folks, we may have the power to turn the Electoral College around, but like any other situation or issue, you have to call, write, fax, email, visit your congressman or senator's office. We have the power to let the congressmen and the senators know how we want them to conduct business.
Right, it ain't over.
It ain't over until after December 9th.
There you go.
I want to thank Tamla
This was fun!
for sitting in.
Yes, let me come back soon,
Absolutely,
please.
absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you all for listening and tuning in. Thank you for your comments. And until next month, same time, same bat station. It's the third Friday at 6:30 of every month is the show. Okay?
Good night, everybody.
Quick reminder, the Civil Rights Agenda is the sponsor of our show. Civil Rights Agenda is at 2129 Northwestern Avenue, phone number 732-235-8852. They're the ones that sponsor the show, and they are definitely looking for any help, volunteers, whatever, for the LGBT community. So if you're interested, get a hold of them. Thank you again so much. Until next show, Tamla, thank you.
Thank
you for being on. And we will see you in December.
Have a
Absolutely.
happy Thanksgiving.
And by all means, everybody have a happy Thanksgiving, okay? Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.